Hello and a very good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome along to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us on this Friday, woohoo! It's the start of the weekend, very exciting here in the UK as well because it is the start of our bank holiday weekend. So I'm hoping that you've got the extended weekend and you've got lots to look forward to, a bit of relaxation thrown in there as well. We are kind of finishing off our Friday in a bit of a relaxing mood really, because we're bringing you our award-winning show, our Craft Along, which is a little bit more laid back, a little bit more slower paced, a nice way to kind of ease into the weekend. This show is all about you crafting along with us. So if you've got the goodies that we're going to be crafting with tonight, the Interchangeable Scene Dies, then you can craft along right now. The great thing is, if you haven't yet got these, you can pick them up on the show this evening and then craft along at a later date, because as you know, all of our shows do stay on our Facebook page. Best thing to do is subscribe to us on YouTube, where you'll be able to see all of the shows, create your own playlists and have shows like this ready to go for when you get your product. Just before we go on to the craft along as well, worth bearing in mind that this weekend we're celebrating the bank holiday weekend by giving you a taste of the next level, which is amazing. So if you are within our Club Inspire currently and you're a bronze member, this weekend you're silver. If you're within Club Inspire and you're a silver member, this weekend you're a gold member. If you're a gold member, you become a platinum member, and if you're a platinum member, you get 25% off up until end of play on the 2nd of May. More details about that a little bit later on, but it is a great day, great weekend to be shopping. But what are we going to be doing over the course of the next hour and 55 minutes? What are we going to be crafting? And who, I hear you cry, is going to be leading the craft along? Well, it's the one and only, the lovely, my absolute fave, Corrine Robinson. How are you?
I'm absolutely brilliant, and I'm so glad I'm your favourite, Ben.
Always.
I'm so glad.
Always.
Yes, this is what we're going to be making. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to use our interchangeable dies. Sorry. And what I wanted to show you is how you can mix and match them. So what we're actually going to use is we're going to use both the fairy tale forest and the wonderful woodland. Because in this set, you've got some like this one. There I can see. Can you see it sort of gives you a circle?
Yeah. This
one gives you more of a rectangle. Some of them give you squares, but you can actually put them together. So when you put them together, this is what you've got. So I've got a bow-fronted card on the front. I've put a bit of foam between the layers just to give it a bit more, you know, stop it collapsing too much, but you don't have to, especially if you want to post it. But you can see I've got the woodland ones on the first and the second layer, then on the third layer, the fourth layer, and at the back I've got the fairy tale forest. So you can mix and match them together, and you know, so we've got the woodland animals and the fairy tale prince and princess. How gorgeous is that? So you can mix and match and use them as you want. Now we're going to be using our illustrator pens.
Yep.
You could use your inks to colour. I mean, I did a project this morning actually using that fairy tale one in black and white.
Yes.
So if you don't want to colour, it can look just as dramatic in your black and white. You know, and if you don't want as much depth, the other card we made this morning, then you can put them much, much closer together. Just use a little bit of foam. So I'm going to give you sort of an idea, and then I'd love to see how everybody changes it a little bit, because this is just the inspiration, isn't it? It's not a rule.
The great thing about the craft alongs is, and we'll get Corrine in a second to run through everything that you're going to need, you can follow this craft along right now and do it word for word, letter for letter, item for item, and sort of copy it verbatim. However, as we've seen on craft alongs previously, you can use other dies if you want. You can use different colours. This is kind of just like the starting point for you if you want. However, if you do want to follow it exactly the way Corrine does it, then absolutely you can do that too. I'll go through everything with you in just a second, but it's worth getting Corrine to read through everything that you're going to need. So let's get up the information. You can tell us what we need for the craft along.
Yes, I certainly can. Right, okay, so what we're going to do. So first of all, you're going to use, as we said, your interchangeable creator card die. So we're using the wonderful woodland and the fairy tale forest. Then I've used a sentiment from our Star Jigsaw sentiment pack, so you can use that. I've got some lilac ribbon. I've used Dauber's blending tools, the pen, illustrator pens. I just used a blend dark red marker because there's some mushrooms on there in one of them. And toadstools, and I just wanted to do a pop of colour, and there weren't any reds in the packs that we were selling.
Okay,
So I
gotcha.
just thought I'd bring that. So then you also need your Gemini, obviously, because it's going to do all your cutting for you. Your guillotine, because we're going to cut. It's not from a card base. We need to cut that. Your scoreboard, scissors, tacky glue, tape pens, and red line tape. It's up to you how you use those. Your Nina card. I found that the best ones for doing the small elements, so that it could really blend those colours. Black card, multi-purpose card, and your and some textured pastel paper, and I'll show you where we're going to use that in a minute. Oh, there you go. Now, rather than read all of those, I've just picked a few ink pads that I thought worked really, really well. So you can see there, I've got the greens for the trees, the blues for the sky, and the browns for the trees. So, you know, you pick the ones that work for you, but I've used water reactive ink pads just to colour mine in.
There we go. We'll give you a chance to get everything you need. We're just marvelling at that picture, actually. Looks like those ink pads are floating in midair. It's amazing the things that our teams can do. Photoshop, apparently. It wasn't magic. But yeah, we'll give you a chance to get all your bits and pieces together. Let's say hello to a few people, and potentially we'll have a look at the deal as well, and then hopefully that'll give you time to get everything that you need. We've got Superstar Susie on the socials this evening. Johnny and Charlotte are steering the Good Ship Craft, and we've got Jake... wandering the corridors. When I said that, he's wandering the corridors. Ooh. Who else is in with us tonight? Lynn says, hi Ben, Corrine, the CTV team, the social superstar, and everyone. Mary Beth Dawes says, hi everyone from Minnesota. Hello. Carmen says, hello from Georgia, USA. Mary Reno says, hello from a finally sunny Maine. Marcia Nelson says, hi Ben and Corrine. Barbara says, hello everyone from Indiana. Suzanne is in from California. And Carrie says, hello everyone from Corpus Christi, Texas. And Nee Conant on YouTube says, hello. Echo. Hello. 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 That's what she says. Awesome, Ben. And lovely Lady Corrine.
Thank you.
Wishing that you make great memories on your birthday, Ben. Thank you. It is tomorrow. Thank you for all of the early birthday wishes. Better than the late ones, those, aren't they? Looking forward to all the cards and presents. No doubt I'll be receiving tomorrow, probably in sackfuls as they come through the door. Thank you in advance for all of those. Thank you, by the way, Mary, for your card that you sent through. They put it on the socials. Mary sent me a birthday card, and it's on the socials if you want to have a look. Very kind of you. Thank you. The cheque fell out, though. Let's have a look at the full collection. The interchangeable. Shelley says that people still write cheques. I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you write cheques for?
Sometimes you use them for like school trips and stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought they had all these portals now and you paid everything through
Yeah, I
the
mean,
portal.
mainly, but still, yeah, checks. Yeah, I like a check. Good. Anyway, if you want to take advantage of the deals today, you won't be able to pay with cheque, but this is the Interchangeable Scene Die collection. 59 dies in total. Best deal that you've got is on screen right now to get the full collection. They are a 2 for £35 or 2 for $40 deal. And because Corrine was brilliantly explaining, these are great just for creating, the depth and dimension, those 3D cards, because you've got the scenery and then the players, if you like. You've got all of the scenery and then all of the characters to kind of build up your scenes with. But the genius about these particular dies is that you can split the scene. So not only can you kind of cross-pollinate within each collection, but as Corrine's going to show you, you can do that across sets, if you like, as well. So you can take from the fairy tale forest and the wonderful woodland and, lots of other different ways for you to be able to create different scenes within this collection. That one there is the gorgeous fairy tale forest. Then you've got the really super cute fairy glade. Again, so much detail in these. Love the fact as well that we've got some kind of square scenes, we've got some rectangular scenes, the circular scenes as well. This one's super cute. Like we said, you can see the dies of the scenes are actually split in two. So again, with this particular collection, if you just wanted the little mushroom house and a bit of foliage the other side, you've got the ability to do that and then build it up with all the other different elements that you've got. This is one of my favourites. I really love the country cottage. Really super cute. And again, build that scene up exactly how you want it to look. Also worth bearing in mind, you don't necessarily have to use these as kind of 3D elements. If you just want to place them flat onto your card to build up scenes that way, of course, you can do that as well. African Savannah was the most popular individually when we launched these backlog. Everybody loved that, and certainly in the multi-buy, most people were popping that into their basket with the Tropical Paradise as well, which proved very, very popular indeed. £75.99 is the 20% discount price tonight, which is the price that our gold members will be receiving, because we're doing our Taste of the Next Level events. The $87.96. If you are a platinum member, £71.24 or £82.46 is the price that this will cost you this evening. So again, potentially, well, it is, isn't it, better than when we launched it, because you've got that extra saving this evening as well. I think, hopefully, we've given you enough time to get your bits and pieces together. Any questions over the course of the next couple of hours, do ask them. If you need anything repeated, do ask. If you need us to slow down, do say. Just basically get in touch. And also, if you are crafting along, or perhaps intend to craft along maybe later on today, make sure you let us know, and I'll give you all the details you need so you can send in pictures of what you've created, because of course we would love to see them. Right, are we ready to go?
I think we are.
Are you guys ready? Yeah. Superstar Susie on the socials, are you ready? I think she's ready. You guys ready? Let's do this.
Okay.
Corrine, it is over to you.
Okay, so I made this card a couple of days ago now, and I've written out all my instructions.
Oh, wow.
To so I've done it. I've typed it all out, did it all very properly. So what I'll do is, maybe not tonight, because it'll be very late when I get home, but I will put that on my social feed so that if people want to pick it up, they can. So please don't worry if you don't follow. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some multi-purpose card. Now I've used this as opposed to Nina, but just because it's a bit stronger. This is your 300 GSM.
So this is what was our white stamping card, which has been renamed.
Yes, yes. So this is your multi-purpose. So I'm using this, and you get a lot more of that in the pack. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it to 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. So because I'm using A4, I tend to go for my smallest size, my smallest measurement first, because I know that I can still get the 8 1/4. Well, the 8 1/4 is exactly the width of that card. Can you see? I don't even need to cut any off.
Yeah.
So for your A4. And what we're going to do with that piece is we're going to bring in our scoreboard. This is the only main one you need to score. And I'm going to score it 1/2 inch from either end. So I'm going to come down at my 1/2 inch, score it there. That's quite a big ball tool on that one. There we go. I'm going to flip it round, and I'm going to score 1/2 inch from that edge as well. And this is so that we can have a bow on the front, not a fabric bow. We are going to have one of those, but we can have a curved bow on the front of our card. Yep. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to fold over on those, because this is going to go through my die cutting machine. So if I fold that over now, it will flatten them a bit when it goes through my die cutting machine, but it will still have some memory, and I'll be able to get it back. If I didn't do that at all, it might be quite hard to see the score lines when I finished. And also having the score line there is going to help me to place my die.
I see.
So let's just do a bit more cutting. Let's do this. I thought we could do all the cutting first. So the next thing we need to do is, and don't throw away these pieces that come off, because I'm going to show you, I use them for masking and doing bits, so they do come in quite useful. Now we want 4 pieces by 7 by 6 3/8.
Right.
No, that's quite specific.
That is very specific.
So it's just over 6 1/4. It's the next big notch.
Makes
up.
it easy with the guillotine though, isn't it? Because you've got the 1/8 of an inch increments.
Yeah. So I wanted that by 7. And you've also got your lines down here, so you know everything's nice and straight. Now, that's the size. So if I'll show you here, can you see that fits? It's just a little bit smaller than that one.
Yeah.
But that's because this is going to have a slight bow to it. So we needed that a little bit smaller. So we need to, and again, keep your pieces of card that cut off. So we need to cut that 4 times. So there's 1. Let's do another 1.
So it's 7 by, wouldn't you say 7 by?
7 by 6 3/8.
6 3/8.
Yes. Have I got that? Yes, 3/8, that's it, yeah. 3/8 or 6/16, isn't it?
Yes. Or 12/32s.
You don't have 32ths on your cutter. You have 16ths on your cutter.
Ah, sorry, I was just being
facetious.
24/64ths.
Thank you. You're so kind.
48.
You've been doing common denominator maths with your kids, haven't you?
Well, not recently, but I have, been doing fractions and stuff. Boy, oh boy. Makes you realise what you've forgotten, doesn't it?
Do you know what? Maths was my favourite subject at school, but when it came to teaching my children, it was like, It was like they'd reinvented the topic.
That's the thing. That is such a great point, because I was trying to help Daisy with her maths back-along during lockdown and whatnot, but they get taught a different way. I was trying to teach her, I was like, no, you don't do it like that, Daddy. I was like, well, that's how we used. No, we don't do it like that.
No.
You have to do it in this formula, and that's what I think was most confusing.
Yeah, long division for me is quite obvious from when we did it, but then they do it such a different way, don't they?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
But like, how many kids actually do that now with computers and phones and all the rest of it? Right, so we've cut those. I'm not going too fast, I'm trying to do it. So I've got my larger piece at the front, and then I've got my 4 that are 6 3/8 by 7 inches. And they're going to go they're going to be my layers. One's going to be the back, and the other 3 are going to be my layers in between.
Yeah.
We're going to have quite a lot of detail. And the other thing you need to do, we want some black. Now, this isn't quite as exact, because have I got 2 layers there, 2 pieces? No, I've just got 1 there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut. This one can be a bit more, not quite as exact. So we're going to go, actually, officially it's 6 by 6.5. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get it 2 out of 1 piece of card. I'm going to do it just under, and it'll still work. So I'm going to go just under 6 inches by 6.5, because then I can get 2 out of the 1 piece of card, look. But these are just going to be your drop shadows. So I'm going to separate these out anyway. Yeah. Just doing that. So we've got that. And then the other thing you need, and let me see, where's it gone here? I need a piece of my Nina card. And this is literally, I've said on my instructions, cut it 6.5 by 7. But that is just to cut all your bits and pieces out. So this doesn't have to be as exact. I don't think it needs to be anywhere like that big. Why have I cut it that big? I don't know. I'm going to go to the 6.5, and I don't think I need it as big as... I'll cut it to the 7, but I don't think I need that much. But there you go. So, you know, you might have a piece of Nina lying around. So I'm going to put that one separate so I don't muddle that one up. Actually, when I was doing it, I actually wrote Nina on it so that I knew which was which.
Gotcha.
So that is the main things that you're going to need. You're also going to need a little bit of yellow, but again, it doesn't have to be too exact at all. Oh, I know what I did need. And you're going to need a little bit of purple, but we'll sort those ones out much later. I've missed 2 out. You need, on your multi-purpose, you need 2 pieces that are 5 inches by 6.5 inches. So if I cut this to 6.5 that way first, then I can get my 2 5s out of the length.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to think which dimension do I have to cut first. And these are going to be the sides. These are going to be your concertinaed sides. Come on, there we go. 1. Have I got that the right way round? Is that my... Yeah, it's my 6.5. So I want that by 5. There you go. There we are. Right, so that's all my cutting done for now anyway. So let's put my cutting thing away. Just my guillotine, that's the word, guillotine, cutting thing.
Cutting device.
Right. And I'm going to keep these, so these are the pieces that cut off, but I'm going to use them because they're going to be really good masks, and it's going to help me to do like sky effects and mountains and valleys on the backgrounds, because it's just waste card, so we can do it like that. So I'm going to start with the front, and we're going to go into our wonderful woodland, and I'm going to get these ones out. Oh, these are open because I used them this morning.
Busy for these already, producer Johnny tells me. Lots of people going for the multi-buy as well. And better than launch. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rub it in too much for people who bought it at launch, but this price today is better than launch. You're going to get a better deal because the Taste of the Next Level event automatically bumps you up to the next level. So if you normally get 5% off, you get an extra 10%, 10%, 15, 15, 20, 20. 25% off, so platinum members, you get that extra 5% off. It's a great, we do these now and again actually, these little Taste of the Next Level events, and it's a great way to save a bit of extra dosh.
Now, these have been designed to be cut like that, so you can see how they go. But what it means is, what you can do, as Ben said a couple of times, is you could change it round. Can you see? So we've got the green trees on one side and sort of the birch trees on the other, if that's what you wanted. That's why they're really great. But instead of taking it like this, what we're going to do is we're going to put it on our card, do it centre, and I'm going to separate it. I'm going to take it to about an inch from that score line. So it was just handy to have my ruler. And you can do it by eye, because as we were talking this morning, so long as you start at the top and work your way down,
yes,
it's really not crucial where this one is, if that makes sense. It's all about making sure the next layers fit behind.
A good question that's coming from Claire Robinson, namesake.
Hello, Claire.
Mahalo, Claire, who says, how different is the Nina card from the multi-purpose card? Is it just down to the paperweight? I mean, the multi-purpose card is a lot thicker, isn't it?
Yeah, but also Nina card is much better for blending.
Yeah.
It's got the right structure so that you can take your alcohol pens on it and you can really
yes,
blend into it. You can blend on your stamping card and it will, but if you go into your Nina card, you'll get a much better...
That's its superpower, isn't it?
Yes, it's that's its superpower. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these on my... Oh, actually, tell you what, we are going to go back to... I'm going to just grab the bigger mats, just because I'm using larger pieces of cardstock, so it'll be better. Is that a larger rubber mat? Yes, it is. So let's do this properly. So we'll do it with a large mat. So we can put that onto there. Then we're going to go with our magnet it and our plastic shim and then our clear cutting plate, and we're going to run that through. That would have gone through on my junior, but it was quite close and it's just not worth messing around. But what I'm going to do then is, once that's through, I'm going to emboss.
Oh yes.
We were talking about this morning. They're like cut and emboss dies. There's a lot of embossing detail available. So if we have a look just here, I'm going to take away my magnetic shim. I'm not going to take it out the card, so you can see it's cut perfectly. But this, sorry, I forgot about that. Right, you can see it's cut perfectly, but can you see that's totally flat? There is no detail on the back there at all. So it's just done the cutting.
Yeah.
So if we now put it onto our rubber shim, put that onto there, and then run that through. So what that's going to do now is that rubber, as that passes through, that rubber shim is going to really push the cardstock up into the die, and that's how it works. It just pushes it up, and so all those indentations on the die are now going to be reflected on my cardstock, which is just what I want. So we're going to get that just there.
Great, isn't it? You can do so much with these dies.
Yes.
For the fact that you've got the cut, you've got the emboss, ink through them as well.
Now, on this side now, you can see the embossed detail. That's a deboss. You can see that. So if we turn that round, it's absolutely perfect. Don't worry about the tape marking on the middle because we're cutting that off. That's why I was very careful to tape in the middle. There we go. There we are. Now, hopefully you can see we've got some lovely embossed detail.
Yes.
There you go, you can see it on there, look. It's just down here and just down there. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to release this now, because remember we've actually pulled it further apart. Quite handy if you've got big scissors, because you can actually see that you're cutting it end to end. And get a nice bit like that. And once you've cut that, no one is going to know that these were dies that you've sort of separated apart. But I mean, there's no reason why you can't. And if you want to just make sure you just tidy it up a little bit.
That looks brilliant though.
There you go. So can you see now?
Yeah.
We've just made a much bigger aperture. That's all we've done there. So nothing complicated. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of those pieces of black that I just cut, and I'm going to do the same with the dies. But this time, I'm just going to bring the dies quite close together, because these are going to be cut. So we can put that like that. I need magnetic back in, and I don't need to emboss these because these are going to create the drop shadow. So there's absolutely no point embossing them. You can if you want, but they're going to be stuck behind,
hidden, aren't they? Yeah.
So no one's going to see them. So it's entirely up to you. I did 2 layers of drop shadow. That's why I cut 2 pieces of black card. If you want to put a drop shadow behind every layer, then cut 4 pieces of black card. It's entirely up to you. Like I say, this is just your inspiration. So we can do that. And then, there we go. So all I'm going to do here, you can take that one off, is all I'm going to do is I'm just going to release that just there, And then we can do the same.
Just like the general construction of it is fairly simple and sort of like quite a repetitive process, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite easy to do.
And if you watch what we did this morning, it's very similar, but we're just, you know, splitting them out and doing slightly different. So there we are. You can see we've got our pieces for our drop shadow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut the next one, and then we'll colour those, and then we'll go on to the next one and colour. I'm just going to take my card off. I'm having...
It's getting a bit warm in here.
It's gone warm, but it feels a little bit summery over here. I'm having a summer flush.
A summer flush. Do you want to have a little break and we can come back?
Absolutely fine. Let's do the next layer.
Okay.
We'll do the next layer, and then we can have a break to show everybody, because I just want to show... Oops, I've just dropped that one. Let me pick that one back up. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get another piece of my cardstock. This is the pieces that were... Remember, we cut 4 of them. I think I've got 3 of them here.
Oh, yeah.
And they were 7 inches by 6 3/8. So you want the 6 3/8 as your height, because that's the same as... That's right. It's just an 1/8 of an inch shorter than there. And I just thought that makes it easier for lining up. I just thought if it's exactly the same, if these were 6.5, you've got to be exact.
Yes.
I thought if we just give ourselves 1/4 of an inch, not even 1/4 of an 1/8 of an inch, I've got a little bit of wriggle room. So what I'm going to do, remember we've already scored this. I'm just going to score that, and I'm going to lay that over the top with the same size overlap. Can you remember this was bigger? And then that's going to show me where to lie these dies. Let's actually just put it in the right place. So we can put that one onto there. And again, I'm going to put one of the dies just here so I can see where I need to put it, so that we're now, can you see, we're working in. We're going to have a slightly smaller aperture with every layer.
Yeah, so again, from what you've done with this particular demo, I mean, within reason, you could create bigger cards with larger apertures. I mean, basically as large as you wanted to go, couldn't you, really?
Yeah, exactly. So let's put this one. I have got them on the right way up. Yep. So we can put that one in.
And I now understand even more. I mean, I understood earlier, but I understand even better now why you do it the way that you're doing it from the top looking in.
Yeah, can you see? I know exactly where to put that one, and I know that that's going to be just right. It's no different to creating 2 circles on top of each other, or 2 squares or hexagons. You're doing exactly the same concept. Now, I didn't put a drop shadow on this one. I did my drop shadow a little bit later. This one is your trees, and because they're quite fine, I thought, no, we won't do the drop shadow on that one. So we can open this one out. Oh, I'm going to emboss it though, because the detail on these trees is brilliant. So before I take it out, let's put it on there. If you do take them off, you can usually click your dies to fit back on again.
Yeah.
Quite easily. So don't worry if you do take the dies off, they usually click back on. I've done that before now. So we've got our top layer, we've got our top layer's drop shadow. I know that's on the top, but I'll put it underneath in a minute. And we've got our second layer, and that's going to be the trees. Now, you could put these in any order that you wanted to. I've done it in this order because it seemed to work, and when we go to use the fairy tale one, they're more circular, so they seem to fit better as smaller apertures. So we're going to do exactly the same, just create the aperture. So we're just going to go along to there and along to there. There we go. So we've now got our second one. So if I then bring this and show you, that's going to fit. And can you see we're just coming in slightly?
Yes.
Ever so slightly, but it's just going to create that interest. Should we give everybody a chance to catch up to
Let's do it. Perfect. Looking good so far. As always, if you want to ask a question, this is a good opportunity to ask a question. If you want anything repeated, you can get that done right now as well. But thank you for all the lovely messages coming through. Mary Reno saying, these are awesome, and OMG, there's a rhino in there. Yes, Mary. Mary Reno. I'm giddy with delight. It's a lovely collection. As I say, the African Savannah was the most popular when we launched these back along. If you want to go on the 2 for as well, you can do. Majority of people, again, going for the multi-buy tonight because you're getting this price actually better than you would have received it last time, because you're getting that taster of the next level as well. Let's show you all of the different designs that you're going to get in this set. 59 dies in total, and you've got all these different different collections. So the wonderful woodland, one of which we used just now. So these silver birch trees that you're seeing here. Corrine just used just a few moments ago. You've got all these beautiful creatures in there as well, with the deer and the is that a fox? Fox, rabbits, little birdie, and you've got the little baby deer. So again, you can build up these scenes really, really quickly, really easily, and create as much depth and dimension as you want with them. And then we've got the fairy tale forest again. Using various elements of these, crossing them over, potentially with the woodland there as well, as we're seeing, adding all of the different elements with the beautiful castle and the unicorn and the moon and the prince and princess. Then staying in that sort of fairy tale theme, you've got your fairy glade in the square. But again, you can mix and match these up, change the scenes around, create and personalise these totally to how you want them to look. That's 3 of the 6 that you're getting. This one I really love still, that cute country cottage. Again, if you wanted to double up on this, if you wanted, maybe you wanted the butterflies with a bit of the foliage there, you can. You can elongate these, of course, as well, as we've seen. So you're kind of covering off lots of different cards, lots of different sizes, lots of different styles. That's the African savannah that Mary was loving so much, with your giraffe and your lion and your elephant and your rhino in there as well. And then lastly in this collection, you've got that gorgeous tropical paradise too. So all of that comes together in the collection. 2 for £35, 2 for $40 if you want to go individually. Of course, that price comes down even further for you as well. $71.24, $82.46 is the deal for our platinum members, making it actually a better price than we did at launch. Now, talking of launches, we thought we would quickly throw into the mix something which launched earlier in the week, which proved so super popular. So we're going to flash up the details for our decorative gatefold dies, and these really are absolutely gorgeous. You're going to get 6 collections once again. This one is your floral swirls, or your floral swirls, to create these really cute decorative gatefolds. But the brilliant thing about these is, again, is that you've got so much versatility. You've got the 2 dies here to create, in this instance, a beautiful card that's got your swirls one side, and you've almost got like this sort of like daisies the other side. But you can, if you decide to, flip these around and cut yourself a gatefold with 2 lots of the daisies, 2 lots of the swirls. So it's entirely up to you. There's so many different combinations to be able to create the most beautiful cards with this set. And once again, you'll get other intricate dies to add layers for your project as well. Maybe you want to pop little sentiments on there too. That one is your floral meadow. I thought I said floral meow then for a second. It's definitely a floral meadow. And once again, you can see the 2 different dies to create a card with 2 different sides to the gatefold. However, if you decide that you want to flip that 180 and create a card with that side twice over, and like with this die as well, you've got the ability to be able to do that. So plenty of opportunity to mix and match and create some really stunning cards. This one I love. This one is called your Lace and Scroll. And again, look at that. Look how cute and cool that design is with that amazing fold. And again, this one gives you the scroll one side. You've got the sort of floral detail on the other side. These mix and match perfectly, but if you want one with 2 lots of the scroll, you can simply flip it round and create a card that way as well. So
that's
uber
clever,
versatile.
isn't it?
It's really clever. I can understand why these flew out the door when we launched them. Then you've got your opulent botanicals. I love the sort of abstract nature of that cut. It's a bit like the what does that remind me of? Is it the Flash or the Zorro? Isn't it? So again, they're 2 different designs. Look beautifully.
You've never done sword fighting, have you?
I did fencing at school.
Did you?
Yeah. Bit of fencing. No, we used to do a thing on a Thursday where, no, it wasn't Thursday fencing, but you could try out different things. So you do fencing. What else was there? The fencing was one of them, and we used to have like what they called it when you used to do like cadets. We did cadets in school, so you could do like a bit of army stuff, or a bit of like navy stuff, where you go out and do boat stuff. But yeah, one time we did a bit of the old. Fencing.
Are you foil, épée, or?
Excuse me?
I said, were you foil or épée?
Foil. It was a thin one, and and they whack you with it.
Foil.
Because then the kids would get them after after the teacher wasn't looking. You go, what did you do that for? It hurts.
Yeah.
They're not sharp. They've got a little point thing on the end, little ball on the end. But they hurt.
Epe's got a groove in for the blood.
What? Did you do fencing?
No, all my kids do.
Didn't one? Sorry, we've completely gone off piste, haven't we? Well, isn't one of your kids quite good at fencing?
Yes, Jessamy. She fences again now. She started back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just won. Her team's just won their league a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was the poor sad mother that had to drive around for months and months and months. So I do know a little bit because you have to when they're like 10 to 15.
Got to take an interest, haven't you?
Yeah, but they need taking, don't they? So,
oh yeah, mum's taxis.
Yeah, mum's taxi.
So that one is like a bit like the fencing, foil or épée. Then you've got the that one's upside down.
That's pretty.
You've got your
that's really
classic
pretty.
lace. That is beautiful, isn't it? But what a great idea again, because we could have just given you.
But doesn't it look completely different when you've got two different ones to two the same?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Then we could have just given you like one set with one design to create one style of card.
Yeah.
But we've given you the ability to be able to flip these 180.
I mean, the work that's gone into that to make those patterns work and make them interchangeable is phenomenal. I mean, yeah, that's some serious designing.
It is. And then I haven't got the board for the last one, but that last one there is your deco vines.
Oh, that's nice.
And again, yeah, it just shows you the different the different combinations that you can create. And again, I've actually got a little finished card there for you just to show you the different designs.
I like that. They've given it a bit more of a border at the edge as well. That looks really nice.
And I also love, again, you get the little extra dies that you've got, so it's almost like a little clasp over the top of your gatefold there, which I think is really cute for popping, like we've just seen here, a little sentiment on. That's a great price as well. And here's the thing, I hope to do this. This price is the same price that you got at launch when we launched this earlier in the week. However, when we launched it earlier in the week, you didn't have the taster of event, so Platinum members were getting that price. If you're a Platinum member tonight, $56.21 or $74.81. So you're getting a slightly better deal. Don't tell anybody. Shh. We'll keep it our secret, but that is the deal on that collection tonight. Do not miss it. Make sure you grab it. I think we're all good as far as questions are concerned. Samantha's joined us from Illinois. Hi to Kay. Hi to Tony and Evelyn who've joined us. Rosalind is in with us as well. And thank you for all of the early birthday wishes coming in from Nee and Tim. Barbara Rostovsky says, hi, Ben, happy birthday from me and the kittens. And it's also Superstar Susie on the socials. Mum's birthday tomorrow as well, so happy birthday to your mum. Hi to Mary Pat, says hello again everyone from Rainy, Montana. My apologies for being late. Corin, Ben, Susie, C-Sheet team and friends. No apologies needed. We are ready to rock on with the next part of our demo. What we're doing next.
Okay, right, I'm going to start doing some colouring. Now, I like anything that I can have that's going to help me to do it more easily. So remember all those scrap pieces that you had?
Oh, yeah. I'm
going to take one of my dies, any one of these dies that we've used so far, and I'm going to just put it onto the edge of my card, and I'm going to bring it in just a little bit, and then I'm just going to draw around that edge, and then I'm just going to cut on that line. And that's going to give me like a stencil. Because if you remember, if I just bring back in the card, can you see when we did the card at the front, I've kept the line really clean on the front one. We don't have to do it on any of the others, but on the front one, we've got that really clean line. Yeah. And the easiest way to, because I'm doing it with inks rather than pen, the easiest way to do that is to create like a stencil so that it goes nice and tidy. So I'm just cutting this, let's move that out of the way so you can see. Just following that line. And this is quite handy because it's going to give me just a little bit of wriggle room. So all I do, don't need that piece, I'm going to use that, and that's going to give me the perfect stencil. So if I butt that up to my card, can you see? So when I do my inking,
I see. Does
that make sense? It's going to give me a perfectly straight line. I don't know, I just was looking and I was thinking, well, how can I create these nice and neatly? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my inks. And these are just the colours that I chose. It's entirely up to you which you did. They were the ones that I had available. So I've got 3 different greens. I've got spring meadow, grasshopper and pine tree. And in the browns, now the only reason I've got 1 water reactive and 1 opaque pigment is I didn't have seal brown at home in water reactive.
Gotcha.
That's all. If you've got them all in water reactive, if you've got them all in opaques, then go for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this, I'm going to start on that side. It just feels right to start on that side. So I'm going to pop that just there, and I'm just going to grab a little piece of masking tape just along here, just to put that onto there. There we go, and then a piece on at the top just to hold it, like give me an extra hand. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the brown. So I'm just going to pop a little bit, couple of little pieces of masking tape where the tree starts.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, just because I'm doing it with a dauber, which is brilliant, and daubers are absolutely fantastic, but they're not that small, if you follow me.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes quite hard just to control. So if I do that, and I'm just going to take 1 more little piece and just put it down there, it's just going to give me an extra little bit of control.
Yeah.
That I can
Sort
work
of masking
with.
it off almost.
Yeah,
you?
just literally masking it off. There we go. So I'm going to go in with my browns first, and I'm going to use my, like I say, my daubers for these. So I've got a whole load of daubers just here. Let's just get that scrappy bit of paper and make sure, yeah, there we go. It is coming out brown. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get my dauber and I'm going to come in with the brown. Now, what I found was these inks will, you put them on and you think, oh, that's nice and dark, and then it seems to fade a little bit. I suppose it's, you know, the alcohol and the pigment in them, as it dries, it fades. So don't be afraid. When I finished my card, I put my card away. Made it Tuesday? And we're on Friday now, or Monday or Tuesday. I might have done it Monday. And then I came back up to it this week and I was like, those colours are paler than I thought. Yeah. And I just think it was the ink had just faded a little bit. So don't be afraid to go in quite heavy. So I've only done the 2 colours just so that I don't get a solid lump, if that makes sense. And I'm going to do the same with the tree. So I can take off this masking tape now. And I found I didn't need to mask off the trees because it was brown. Any green that went over didn't actually show.
Yes.
So there we go, take that. I'm just going to move that to one side and I'm going to get the green. And so how I tend to do it is, if you want to put your, I don't know if you can actually see, but what I've done is I'm going to keep my lids there's my inks. I'm going to keep my lids just above it so that I can remember which one is which.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. And I'm going to come in first with my spring meadow and come over. Now, I can come right up to and over that edge, just because that's then going to give me a nice finish. We can come down here. Let's just do a little bit of green just there. Now, this is your palest green. It's quite a yellow green, but don't worry, we're going to go in with lots more. But it's just to add texture and tone. And again, I'm not
spring meadow.
This is spring meadow,
yeah.
And I'm not blending. I'm dabbing.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, trees are more. That's more what they're like, aren't they? The patchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean, because you've got the different colours of leaves and the different textures in there.
You can really see once I start going in with the darker colours, look, just by popping it. Can you see straight away?
Yeah.
Then if you go in with the darker one, and just do. And can you see where I had brown? It's absolutely fine.
Sort of creating that blend, isn't it, with the different colours again? Like you do
but
in
again,
painting.
it's just, and if you think, oh, that's a bit solid there, then just go in with your next colour down and go back in and do it. You might want to come in, I found sometimes it's quite nice to come in at the edges and just add in a little bit more ink just at the edge. I just need to come down here and just put a little bit more just down here because there's a patch of grassy bit. But look at that there. There we go. Can you see how easy is that? Now, if we lift this off, can you see we've now got that lovely straight edge. And it will fit, if I flip it over, it fits really well just on there as well. And I've found that you might need to, let me just get another, I've got a piece of tape here. There, where it cut, I'm just going to just put a little piece of tape there. Oh, I'm just going to cover up those trees again. I'm not going to use the masking tape I used before, otherwise I'm going to smudge. And we're going to do that, and I'm just going to mask off those trees, just because brown being slightly darker, I don't want it to go into where I want the green.
Whilst you're masking, let's say hello to Miriam, who's joined us, saying good afternoon, you all.
Afternoon, Miriam. Let's work out where we were then, yeah.
Good afternoon,
Wow.
you all from South Carolina. Hope all are well. We are all well. Mary's saying, oh, the Gatefold collection. A lot of you loving that. Saying such a gorgeous Gatefold collection. Nee Connie says, love those new Gatefold dies. Let us know if you're picking those up today, by the way, and also let us know if you've already got them. If you picked them up on Tuesday, did you grab those then, or if not, are you getting them today? Best price, of course, with that extra saving on as well. And of course, you can buy those individually should you wish. Also worth bearing in mind that we've got illustrators on the show for you as well, which we'll come on to in just a bit. The 25% saving there. Make sure you do shop the day now, isn't it? The shop the day page. See all of those great deals. Still got some great deals left over as well from Softer Side of Life a little bit earlier on. We had 70% off our builder blocks, so those are worth checking out if you're into your soft craft as well. Plenty to be had for everybody. Do, as we said, get in touch if you want anything sort of answered during this craft along, anything you're not sure of. Let us know if you're going to be crafting along potentially at a later date as well, because we'd love to know and love to see your finished project. And let us know what you're up to this weekend as well. Bank holiday weekend here in the UK. Any grand plans? Anyone doing anything anything fun? Are you up to anything this? I mean, I know you're covering for me on Monday, aren't you?
I'm covering for you on Monday, aren't I? Yeah.
That's hashtag Orcs, isn't it? Because I've got tomorrow off, because it's me B-day. Back Sunday. Oh, by the way, yes, just reminded me. And Monday, Corrine's in for me. From tomorrow, the weekend schedule is the same as the weekday schedule. So you won't be confused. So tomorrow's show is 11 till 1, 2 till 4, and then 6 till 8. So everything is nicely in line now. And that is your current schedule.
Now, how a look back, look at that.
Yes.
Can you see? It's got texture, it's got dimension, it looks amazing, doesn't it? So I've just wiped up my ink. Let's just put those lids on for 1 minute, because I know what I'm like. And I'm now going to get my drop shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create all the layers before we assemble.
Yeah.
Just seems logical to me. And we're going to turn that over. Now you could do it, let's do it with a tape runner, because it might be a bit quicker. I've got one there we go. And we can pop this on. So let's just pop this on and show you where that's going to sit. How about it's even going to sit on that side? Dear me. So we can put that on there, and then it's up to you. So I like it there, but I don't actually want it there. So I'm just going to cut that bit off. There we go. I'm going to cut that to there. There we are. Now, remember, you've got to put the tape on the good side. You know, normally we tape on the reverse.
Oh, yes.
Because this is the drop shadow.
So you need to stick to the...
We need it to tape on the right side. Now, actually, I think I might have... I just need to trim that down just slightly. It doesn't matter if it's not... You'd have to do it with your paper trimmer. That's going to go over my score line. Let's just come down here, just down there, and there as well. There we go. And then I can put that down, and then just go straight down. And it's entirely up to you how much drop shadow you do. But I just thought it added a bit more, you know, we're going into the woods. And can you see the difference?
If you go down to the woods today.
Exactly. So let's just have a look at that one. There we go. That's all right. I'm going to trim that off, and then I'm going to trim quite a bit off there. There we go. Let's go.
It's all these sort of little finished touches, isn't it, that add to the overall sort of project at the end. Worth taking the time to do.
So let's just take some tape down here. All the way down, and there we go. And then pop that one down, and then, where am I going? There we are. Couldn't see it then for a minute. Pop that just on there. There we go.
Brilliant.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Look at how much more dimension it's given to those trees. Really worth it. And remember, this is your one that's going to slightly bow at the front. absolutely perfect. So the next one I'm going to bring in is I'm going to bring in my trees. So this is absolutely perfect. Now, if you want to, you can come in with your masks. Again, the same mask is going to work for them all if you want to, but it's going to be hidden. You're not going to see it. So I think for this one, we're not going to bother. We're not going to bother. We're just going to go straight in and do these. Now, this one's even easier because it's just your trees. So I'm going to go in with my first one, and I'm just going to pop down like that. There we go. And actually I am going to use my mask just here when I get to the bottom because I'm going to put some green on. So let's just put my mask in there, then I can take it off. There we are. And then go in with the other brown. And like I said before, just remember that these will fade down when they dry.
Yeah.
So don't think, oh, I've gone in too dark. You probably haven't. You'll probably find that it'll look absolutely perfect when you come back to it later on. There we go. Do that side, and then let's just use that piece. There we go. Oh, dear me. Tickle. There we are. And then all the way along here. So this is the easiest one. Now, the first time when I put this together, I didn't put any green down here, and it didn't look right when I'd put it together.
Yeah.
I was then having to go in between the layers and try and add extra colour. So we are going to colour that bit green because we're going to have the animals standing there. Now, one thing we haven't mentioned about those, all the extra dies, so the house, the castle, the deers, everything, they cut into your card. If you notice at the bottom, none of them cut out of the card. And that's so that if you want to, because we're going to do layers, they can be a layer in their own right, if that's what you want.
That card there, I think, is a good example of it, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, we've not had to stick those animals on.
No.
They are actually cut into the cardstock.
Yeah.
So it works really, really well. But we're going to cut them out of the cardstock. We're just going to release them, and I'll show you how. And it's really, really easy to do. So it's entirely up to you how you use the details.
And it's entirely up to you how many layers you go for as well, because you could really go to town with these, couldn't you?
Yeah, of course you could.
Create the most detailed, layered up cards.
Yep. Right, take that. Let me just get rid of the brown off here, and then. I usually find I get quite a lot of ink on the back, but no one can see the back, so I don't get too worried about that at all. And then we're just going to come in with our green, and I'm going to go straight in just with my grasshopper, just because I like that one. And I'm just going to pop in some ink just down here, because this is, and it will look better for it. Otherwise, when you're looking through the layers, you see the white.
Oh yes, like you say, because the way you look through it, you'll a bit that white will pop through if you don't colour it in.
Yeah.
So that's
and then it just looks like your trees are floating,
yes.
Which doesn't look quite right. So I'm just doing exactly the same as I did before. A couple of different colours. I'm not going to use the spring meadow on this because this is the grass, and I want it just a little bit deeper, darker rather in colour. I'm just going to pop that, and then really however you want to put it. Just mixing those colours, but that's all you need to do. So those are my first two layers.
Okay.
So we've got those, so let's just cover those up again and get rid of that ink. There we go. Right, I might get another wipe in a minute. So you can see so far, this is where we're at with our card. It's building up quite quickly, isn't it? It doesn't take long, does it?
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And like you said, it's a whole thing of once you've sort of done it once you've used these once, you get used to creating those different layers. And very quickly, you'll create the multiple layers of the scenes that you've got the ability to create.
If you wanted to, you can stop there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's no reason why you have to do any more layers if you didn't want to.
Yeah.
But it's entirely up to you how many layers you choose to do.
Mary Ihada. Hello, Mary. Thank you for my card, by the way. You didn't see, it's gone on our Facebook page, so thank you. You say, I love how Corrine explains what she's doing and how she's doing it. That's what we're here for, particularly on these craft alongs. Mary also saying the Spectrum White ink pads are awesome for colouring and blending. And thank you, Shadar, for your happy returns for tomorrow. Really, really very appreciated. Keep the comments coming through, keep the questions coming through as well. I think we're going to take a little short break here to give you opportunity to check out your basket, to give you opportunity as well to catch up if you need that time. This is a brilliant deal, as we said. Platinum price is amazing, even better today than it was on launch with that extra 25% discount for our Platinum members. But we'll come back in just a few moments' time with the next part of this evening's craft along. We'll see you in a second.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Welcome back. We are into the final hour of your Friday, into the final hour of the Craft Along as well. All looks pretty good on the old socials. I think everyone is up to date who's crafting along with us. Certainly no urgent questions coming through. Mary just saying, I just love the look of colouring with the ink pads. Really enjoy colouring this way. Great way of doing it. And Robbie Hedrick on Facebook says, I love Corrine's demos. She's always has an extra dimension in her demos and she gives great tips too. Stand by for more great tips and the next part of our Craft Along as well. Just to quickly mention the illustrators, which we're going to be seeing more of, are on a great deal on the show today. So we've put together a 4-pack for you. So it's actually 48 pens that you're going to get in total. And these really are top-notch, top-quality artist pens that you're going to be working with. Double-ended, okay, so dual-ended. One end you've got that fine tip, all right, for the more sort of detail and intricate work that you want to do. And on the other end, you've got that Japanese brush nib, which is really going to allow you to get those strokes of creativity, perfect for that flicking technique, which we always tell you about, which Leanne goes into great detail about. So perfect for things like fur, you know, great as well for creating things like we're seeing here for your foliage, for your grasses. Great as well, you know, if you are someone perhaps who loves to do portrait colouring. It's a really, really lovely nib to be able to do that with. I'll just show you. I'll get one of these out so you can just see the difference in the nibs as well. You're going to get 4 sets, 48 in total, as I've said. There's 216 within the range, but you can see for yourself here, which one's that? The Oak Tree GB9. You've got your fine nib on the one end for more of that detailed work, and then look at that really gorgeous brush nib, which is just absolutely fantastic. For anyone who's used our illustrators, they'll tell you just how wonderful that nib is. Ergonomically designed as well. Don't really talk about that very often, but they're very comfortable pen to hold these. And I also love the fact that they're designed in the way that they're not going to roll off your countertop either.
Really do sit nicely,
Yeah.
weighted nicely, feel good, and those nibs are amazing.
They really are. Always labelled up for you as well, so you know exactly what colour that you're going to be using. That's the set from the landscape collection, so you're going to get 12 pens in total there. You're then also going to get your figure collection. So again, another 12 colours. You've got more of your sort of pinks and sort of skin tones.
Hair and
skins,
isn't it?
yeah, that you've got there. Then you've got your sketching, so more of your sort of bright colours in there. You've got yellows and your blues and your greens and your reds. Got a lovely sort of coral colour in there too. And then lastly in this collection, you've got your seascape. Again, 48 pens in total. Normally £100, what, $180. Today's price, everyone saved £25.97, $45.81. If you are shopping with us today and you're normally a Platinum member, you'll get a better price than we're seeing on screen. That price that you're seeing there is actually priced for the Gold members who are moving up to Platinum this evening and indeed for the rest of the weekend. Platinum members, you're at £54, £55.49 or $100.49. Our Taste of the Next Level event moves you up into that next echelon, so you get an even better deal. And as I said, Platinum members get 25% off everything, where they'd normally get 20% just for this weekend only. So a brilliant time again to be picking up the illustrators. Right, we're back to it. I think we are all up to date as far as the comments are concerned. Let's move on to the next set, the next bit of our craft along. What we're doing next, Corrine?
Okay, it's a bit not repetitive, but it's doing the same again. So we've now moved on to our fairy tale forest. So we've got those, and these dies are much more of a round, but they are going to work brilliantly. So we're going to pop these just into here. So I've done exactly the same. I've made sure I've come slightly in with my aperture, and we're going to take those and I'm going to just run those through my die cutting machine. And again, we'll just quickly emboss them just to give you that little bit of extra detail. So while that's going through, we'll grab this, and then we're going to do exactly the same with the final layer. And again, every time we're just bringing those dies further and further together, so that, you know, they're creating a smaller aperture. All you need to do in here is just remember that your castle is going to fit in there. So don't go too close. We just need to make sure you've left a bit of room. So we can have a look on here. Lift up our magnetic sheet, so we pop it, and then we can pop that one on. That's going to go on there and run through. Like we said, if you don't, especially as these are getting to be what I'd call the back layers, if you don't want to emboss these,
It's not the end of the world, is it?
But I'm going to do it so that we've done it properly and you can see how it really looks. So we can run those through. And I'm only using my full A4 plates just for ease. They would just about, these panels would just about fit on your junior plates, but we're just doing it this way for now. So let's just take that one off and get this one cutting. Oops, there we go. Get this one cutting, might as well. Magnetic. And then we can put those on.
Did you say you got any plans for this weekend? And you never answered my question.
No.
No.
No, because I'm at home
tomorrow,
and then I will be driving back up on Sunday. But I won't drive up till after tea on Sunday. I'll stop and have tea.
Did you have any plans before you had to cover my day off?
No.
Oh.
My hubby's retired, so Every day.
Every day's a day off.
So if we want to do something, we'll do it. We'll just do it a different day. It makes, and it's not as busy.
Well, that is a good thing.
You go anywhere on a bank holiday, the roads are busy.
Chock-a-block. Oh yeah.
You go to a certain garden centre stroke DIY store, an orange one, and yeah.
Why does everyone tend to do that on a bank holiday weekend though?
Well, they do it this one because it's a good one to go and get your bed in and your summer plants ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is like the bank holiday that people start getting the garden sorted.
We want to get our garden sorted, but we're still waiting for the people who built the houses to come and sort our garden out because it's still a bit of a wreck. It's like a swamp at the bottom end of the garden.
Is it?
Oh, it's not great. But I'm like that now. I want to start doing stuff with it and planting stuff, but we don't want to touch it just in case they go, oh, well, you've tampered with the garden, so we can't do anything.
Right.
But yeah. Maybe I'll just leave the bottom half of the garden and just turn it into a pond or something. Some frogs.
I'm just thinking what you're saying about with the dogs and things. That's not really good, is it?
Well, no, it isn't. Not conducive to having a dog walking business when you've got like a garden which is a bit like a swamp. But there we go. It's dried up a little bit now because it's not rained here at all, really, is it, for the last few weeks?
No, it's not rained for days, has it? So I'm just taking this tape off carefully because these have got quite intricate branches, so you don't want to just yank because it's done. So this has embossed, and I can see I've got the gorgeous detail. Oops, there we go. So we're bringing those layers closer and closer. And if, you can get to the point where you have them touching like we've done before, or you can just have them pulled back a little bit. There we go. There we are. And these are just going to go can you see? Can you see how it's creating that dimension? So let's just colour I know what I need to do. I want to cut that back layer. So if you remember, we had the first layer and I did the drop shadow. The second layer didn't. The third layer, I didn't put a drop shadow in, but I did with this back layer.
Okay.
It just felt right, but like I say, if you want to do it with every layer, then go for it. It's entirely up to you. So let's just cut that one out. So we're going to do exactly the same as we did before. Just put them onto the cardstock. Got that the right way up. Put them onto cardstock. They can even touch because all you're after is that shape and that dimension. So we can put those onto there and then run those through. And we can get on with a bit more colouring. We're going to carry on with our ink pad colouring. We are going to go on to, like you said, with our illustrators, but we're going to do that for all the extra bits. So, we're going to do the princess and the, what else have I put on there? The deers and the castle. We're going to go in with those pens to do that. That's good there.
Mary said she loves their illustrators. They're wonderful. I'm on a mission to gradually fill my collection. How many have you got, Mary? There's 216, I think, to collect, aren't there? Yes, 216. Let us know how many you've got. Let us know if you have got the illustrators. Let us know if you're someone who's got the full set or where you are with your collection of illustrators. I'd love to know.
I've not got 216 of the illustrators.
No, how many have you got?
I don't know. A lot. Feels like a lot, but it's not
216. A lot.
No. Okay, so again with this one, I'm going to cut it there, and do the same at the bottom, just here. There we go. Right. So I've got my drop shadow for that one as well. So let's do a bit more colouring. So it's exactly the same as we did before. Let's start with this one. And I actually created a little mask for that one if I wanted it. So I did exactly the same, because what we're going to do is, I might just be careful with this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in with the brown. Where's my daubers gone? I'll put them back in the box. Let's come in with here, and then we can just come down here and up there, and the trees. And remember, no one's going to see this bit.
No.
No one's going to. We're now 3 layers in, so that it's definitely not going to be seen.
Joyce says, hi all. Hi, Joyce Sampson. Joyce says, hi, Ben, Corrine, crew and Fab social team from Riverdale. Late but happy to arrive in time to catch some of the show. Lovely to have you with us. And Mary Pat says, how many bank holidays are there in the UK? Well, there's 8 in England, isn't there? Every year.
We've got Christmas
Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, Good Friday, Easter Monday.
And because Sunday's not a bank holiday, is it? No.
Then you've got your 2 in May.
2 in May.
And then summertime, August. And that's it.
That's 8. But this year we've got an extra one. We've got, for the Queen's birthday, we've got the 9th one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an extra.
Yeah. Yeah, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, 2 at Easter, Good Friday, Easter Monday. Yeah, 2 in May, and then the one in August.
When I worked for the Inland Revenue, we always got an extra Queen's
I
birthday
forgot you used to
day.
work for the Inland Revenue.
Yeah, we always got a Queen's birthday day off.
Did you? What, the Inland Revenue get an extra day off for the Queen's birthday? Which birthday though? Her official birthday?
You could take it any time around the summer.
Ah.
But it got added to your leave, so you could potentially take it whenever you
Because
wanted.
she has her own birthday and then and I get confused. So has she just had her actual birthday?
I think June is her real birthday.
So what's the one she's... Oh.
That's what we're going to... Or is it
No,
to do with the coronation then?
Celebrating 60 years on the throne, isn't it?
Ah,
No,
right.
70 years on the throne.
Yes.
So Jubilee's celebrating her 70 years on the throne. Also, I'm going to have to look now. Queen's birthday. Oh, so yeah, Saturday the 11th of June. So what's her other birthday then? Oh dear.
She's definitely got 2, hasn't she?
She has got 2. I don't know. 21st of April.
Yes.
And also the 11th of June. Why does she have 2 birthdays? I don't...
Should we introduce that as a rule?
What, that we all have 2 birthdays? Yeah. I think, do you know what I've always said, and this is like for my sister, like for people who have a birthday in December, they should get another like celebration later in the year, because my sister's birthday is on the 18th of December. So mine's quite good, so it's like April, so you sort of 4 or 5 months in, but she has to wait all year round to get a load of like celebration and presents and stuff. So yeah, I think if you have a birthday in December, you should have another birthday earlier in the year. How's about that?
When my kids were little, well, say little, I don't know, around 9 or 10,
yeah,
they used to read a book at bedtime, and it had an un-birthday party in it.
Yeah.
Not non, it was un-birthday party. And they loved that idea, and they convinced my husband that they needed an un-birthday. So it was a party, and it wasn't a birthday party. So we invited all their friends round. Oh, it caused so much chaos.
Yeah.
It caused so much chaos. Parents were coming with presents. We were like, no, it's not their birthday. It's an un-birthday party.
I love that.
Right, I'm just going to go in with my red tri-blend, and I'm just going to colour in the toadstools on the trees. Even where the brown ink's gone over or the green ink, it really doesn't matter. I can then just add in the little toadstools, just like that.
Just to say, for those of you that are looking for the Gatefold cards that I showed earlier on, Wednesday's Shop the Day page, I've just seen, so head to Shop the Day on Wednesday. If you type in decorative gatefolds into the search bar, it will come up as well. It's probably the easiest way to do it. And the Queen has 2 birthdays. So her actual birthday's just been on April the 21st, and then an official one celebrating on the 2nd Saturday in June. And that was brought in, I'm learning a lot today, that was brought in by King George II back in 1748, just before 6 o'clock. Thank you. So he was a November-born king, and he wanted a birthday when the weather was warmer and brighter for outdoors. So he combined the 2nd birthday in June with the annual military parade known as Trooping of the Colour. And that's why the Queen's official birthday and event exists on the same day. So there you go. It's down to King George II that they have a 2nd birthday to coincide with the annual military parade. I never knew. I feel like I should have known that. But I do now. I shall remember.
Are you going to London for the Jubilee?
I'll be here. I think I'm working.
Or are you... is there a street party round by you? We haven't heard anything round by us.
There must. I feel in the village that I live, they're a very street party style sort of village. So something must be happening.
Isn't that gorgeous? Doesn't that look lovely? All I've done, because this is a little bit smaller than, remember we did ovals on the first layer, and this is a circle. I've just put a little bit of green at the top, and I've done the green at the bottom again. Doesn't that look lovely? Just literally inks and daubers. So final layer. Now, what I did with this one is I went in with a brown for this. I couldn't do this with my ink daubers because it's so small. So just literally just colour in the stalks with your pens. So this is EB4 and it's in that collection of 48 pens. I've made sure, apart from that red that I've just used, if you see me using an illustrator today, it'll be out of that pack.
Which one are you using now, do you say?
EB4, Earth Brown 4.
EB4, yeah, it's in the Seascape collection.
Yeah.
Rosalind says the white card would be really pretty with some glossy highlights and glitter for a real winter scene. Yeah, interchangeable, particularly this scene. And Nancy, so bank holidays in the US then, let me know about these. Nancy says, we call it a government holiday in the US, but my mum always called it the banker's holiday, like you. So when are the government holidays in the US? Let us know. I'm interested to know about those. I'm interested to know. And Chrissy,
you know, my mum lives in France, so May Day is the 1st of May. Even if it's a Sunday, that's May Day. So for us, May Day is the first Monday of May.
Yes, after the 1st of May.
Yeah, it's the first Monday. So if May the 1st falls on the first... If the first
so if
Monday
May the 1st is a Tuesday, the May Day will be the following Monday, 7th. Yeah.
But if the first day of the month is a Monday, then that'll be May Day. It's the first Monday of the month. In France, May Day is the 1st of May.
So if it falls on a Sunday, that's a bit rubbish then, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
That is rubbish.
Yeah.
What other holidays do they have there then in France? Bastille Day, that's obviously.
Oh yeah, like that one.
Isn't it?
That's good fun. I've been out a few times for that. That's
is that
really
firework displays and
yes.
stuff and celebrations.
Yeah.
When is that? What month is that in?
15th of July.
Oh well, there you go. 15th of July, Bastille.
Yeah. Yeah. I've sat for a good few hours waiting for fireworks for that. Yeah.
See, I always find it weird in England that so our National Day has just been St George's Day, as you'll know, we were talking about it last week. So that's the 23rd of April. I always find it weird that that's not a bank holiday, but being the National Day of England. But there was chat, wasn't there, I think, a few years back, or I think every year it happens that there's chat about that becoming a bank holiday. But they probably give us enough. I mean, eight's not bad, is it?
It's not bad, is it?
It's not the worst thing. Hey, at least if May Day falls on a Sunday, we still get an extra day elsewhere in the week. That's terrible in France, terrible. And Chris says, isn't one in June for her being crowned queen? The queen? No. Because that's a different date again, isn't it? Oh, I'm getting really confused.
Yeah, I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit. Got a little snag. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. So I've not done anything different with this, and I'm just sort of trying to put in shadow and texture on here. I'm going to put in a moon, and the moon's going to be in the middle, so I'm trying to do it so that it's darker in the middle and a bit lighter. Can you see? As I'm trying to go, I'm trying to make sure that the darkest bit is towards the middle.
It's been really interesting to watch you colour these with the daubers and the ink pads. I really, really love this way of doing it. Such a clever way to get that blend as well.
Yeah. I mean, it just shows that anyone can do this, because it's not about blending and, you know, getting it exactly just so. It's just about putting down the ink and enjoying it, you know, and enjoying what you're doing. So let's just put a little bit up at the top, just because it'd be like a canopy. Just put that around there. Just because that might show, depend. Each time you cut this, because they're cut, you know, you're cutting them by eye, you will get a different effect. And what I love about this is, like, because of that, if you made this card 3 times, they'd always look different.
Yeah.
Because you'd get the dies in a slightly different place. Okay, I think that should do. So that is the main bit of my card. So let's have a look. So we've got one layer. We've got another. These are going to be separated, but I'm just laying them down for a minute.
Yeah, even so, look how this builds up. Yeah.
That could be, you could have a fairy in there, you could have a stag in there, you could change that to white and have it Christmassy, couldn't you? And then...
That's brilliant.
There we go.
It's like all the layers of scenery on a stage in a theatre.
Yeah.
It's so clever.
Just all we've done is every time we started at the top, and every time we've come down, we've just brought those dies a little bit closer and a little bit closer. Okay, so now we need a background.
Yeah.
We need something. So this is your 4th piece of, and that's Nina. I can tell straight away, since there's my 4th piece. So we're going to take our 4, oh, I tell you what I haven't done. Let's do that. I haven't put my drop shadow on that one. It's here, look, we cut it, didn't we? So let's
just to trim that out a
the
bit.
drop shadow for that one.
This is looking gorgeous, Corrine, says Joy Sampson on
you.
YouTube. Panda Craft says, I've not seen these before. Christine says, Ben, anyone can do this, Corine says. Are you crafting? I nearly did today.
You nearly did, didn't you?
I nearly did, but no, I'm not today. I've been a bit of a slacker. But you know, I have done these in the past. I mainly do the craft alongs with Jan. I want to say I've done one with Debbie in the past.
There
But I thought I'd sit back and admire and just follow along Corrine's today. The great thing is, though, of course, I can, and of course you can, do this at a later date, should you wish, because they are all available for you on our YouTube channel. Loving the layers, says Mary Pat 1000 on YouTube.
Well, that's what I was thought. That's what I wanted to achieve. I wanted that look of layers. And, you know, you can do just narrow layers or thin layers, but I wanted to get some real dimension in this.
Do you know what this reminds me of as well? Do you remember those kids' books that you could have where you'd open them up and you'd look through, they'd have like the different scenes, and then
Yes.
as you turn the page, the scene would slightly change. And do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I do.
You could make a storybook with these, couldn't you?
Oh gosh, yeah, these would be brilliant. If you've got any of, can you imagine if you've got some of our journaling dies?
Oh yes, yes.
And then you could turn these into pages within a journal to make, you know, an absolutely fantastic book. Oops, I need to just trim off a little bit just there, look. It's sticking out a little bit.
And actually, I mean, almost nice frames for detail. Well, like you said, on a journal for like a holiday or something like that,
Yes.
potentially as well, you could use these for.
There we go.
So
Now
many things.
So this is my final layer. So you see we've just put that drop shadow in again. So now we've done that, we're going to get our final piece. So if you remember we were cutting, we cut the one that was slightly larger, and then we had 4 pieces, all identical size. So 3 are going to be our layers, those 3, and this one's going to be our back panel. So remember all those pieces that I said keep hold of, and I can't see where mine are. I've got some here. So this is where we're going to have fun with our inks again. So let's get rid of the browns, and I don't need my daubers anymore. Get rid of those. Now we're going to bring in some blues and some greens. So I'm going to start with my greens, and all I'm going to do, I look at some of these backgrounds that people create, and I'm in awe of them. I think, how do they do that? Right, all I'm going to do, take my piece of card, and I'm just going to create some hills. There you go. Every time you do this, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Promise. But I need to turn it upside down.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to get my ink pads. I'm going to put 1 on here. Let's do that. 2 and 3. There we go. And then I've got a couple of daubers. I've got one that's a bit lighter and then one a bit darker. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold this on here, and we're going to come down, and we're just going to blend in the paler yellow, the paler green, and then we're going to pick up a bit of the darker. We're going to bring in a bit of the darker. I should have blended that into my dauber a bit better. There we go. We'll work with that, and then blend that in with the darker. Oh, I should have picked up the darker dauber. Let's pick that one up, and then we can really go in with the green. Blend that in, and then blend it together all the way. Just all I've got is my hand on there, and I'm just working up to that. And I like it to really go quite intense at the top. Don't know if that's the right way round, but it's the way I quite like to do it. And then you can come back in. So even though I've got a couple of smudges, not smudges, you know, the brush mark, the dauber marks.
Yeah.
I've just worked them out. There we go. So that is going to be my first background bit of hills.
That's really
There we go.
clever, just from a torn bit of card in the first place.
Exactly.
Really love that.
So let's do again. Now, I did when I made this one, all I did the second one was I turned it over, but what I'm actually going to do to get something slightly different is I'm going to tear the other side. And remember, these were just those offcuts from when we were doing...
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, when we were cutting. So I'm going to now do... Oh, it's worked quite the same. Oh, look at that.
That's so, it's almost like torn it the same again, isn't it?
It's like I've torn the same piece. Let's try that. That looks a bit better if I turn it over that way.
couldn't have done that if you tried, could you?
So now, don't worry about this. We can still blend over that because that's darker. So we can then blend that first. Let's pick up a little bit of the darker green and start working that in here. I must tear in a certain way then, mustn't I? That's quite funny. And then down here, like that. It's just a different way to create a background. Now, if you wanted to do like a dark night, you could then start, because these are water reactive inks, you could do little water splats on them, and to get to the texture. But
oh, that's brilliant!
Yeah.
So clever.
But it's quite good to keep the light there because it looks like you're lifting.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear that out. And let's just put the lids on so that we don't accidentally touch those. I was doing something the other day and I ended up putting a green dauber in a brown ink or something daft like that. Right, where did I put all that card? Here's one of them. Let's grab that. So I'm going to do very similar now, and we're going to do the sky.
Okay.
So we're just a bit softer. I don't want to, I'm more after sort of cloud effect.
Oh,
rather
right,
than
okay. I was just wondering whether you'd torn this exactly the same again as well.
No. Well, it's not
The
far
sky
off.
looks exactly the same as the hills.
Let's move the daubers out of the way. We're going to go in with our blues. So I've got a baby blue, which you can't see very. It is there a bit. Oh, leave that open. I needed another blue. I've only got 2 blues. Now let me grab, what's that one? Ocean blue? Ah, that was the one I was after. Why couldn't I see that? Oh, this is in the pigment.
Oh, okay.
Just because I don't think we've got the ocean blue in the studio. I've got it at home, but obviously not here.
So we're going to check the new wall of
it's
ink
quite
pads out there.
impressive, isn't it?
It's very impressive. Who erected that out there? Was that John? Oh, Liam, did he? Oh, I won't say that. It was a bit. Oh no, we'll say. Is it? Oh, it was a bit wonky first time apparently, and now they got the spirit levels out and straightened it. Good news.
That's good.
Good news.
Right, so we're going to do exactly the same. There we go. You can just see picking up the pale blue. Then we're going to go in with a. There we go, and then let's see how this goes. Or should have gone in with. Let's do it with that dauber, and then we can come in with the really nice ocean blue to give us a lovely effect. There we go. And then when you take that off, you see, so...
Hey, that's brilliant.
If you want to, let's just cut another one. See how I'm really trying to tear differently.
The more you think about it, the more it'll probably turn out the same.
Yeah,
there you go.
But you have to think about this, because when you're thinking you're doing sky, you're going to go, oh, I'm masking it off. You've got to mask the opposite direction. Does that make sense?
Oh,
because
yeah.
my gut reaction would be, I'm doing sky, so I'm going to put it like that. But you're not. You're doing it like that. And all I'm doing, it's just so that I can add texture and build it up. I like this blue. There we go.
Looks great, Corrine, says Marsha. Love the green palette, says Nee Connie. Great tutorial, says Dieta. I'm learning so many new techniques. This technique, by the way, I think is brilliant for kind of creating your backgrounds for your scenes, for your skies and your landscapes. This is a great way. Look at that. That is so cool.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Hmm.
I don't know if it's a way, but it's how
It is a way.
It is a way.
It's now an official way. It's the Corrine way.
Right, so all I'm going to do then is I'm just going to work that in, and I'm just going to bring the rest of the sky down, just down here, and then we're going to get let's go with the grasshopper green, and we're going to just work into double a little bit first.
That is brilliant, honestly. The more I stand back and look at that, that is such a cool background. You'd be happy if you received that as like a sheet in one of your paper pads, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's so clever.
Just remember to blend at the middle.
Yeah.
And there you go.
That's fab. I love that. I think that is my favourite 5 minutes of the day.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's done basically from scraps of paper and bits of ink.
Yeah,
so
very clever.
Really easy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just clear up a little bit. So
if there was a tip of the day, which there isn't, I know we'll do the card of the day vote very shortly, that would be my vote for tip of the day. I really enjoyed that, yeah.
Thank you.
Very
okay,
good.
so now we've got all of these layers. I tell you what we're going to do next. We'll do the accessory bits next.
Okay.
Okay. So that's...
You're right for time, by the way, because we've had a lot of fun. We've only got 29 minutes left.
Okay.
You good?
I'm good. Okay. So I got my Nina card. Straight away, somebody was asking the difference. It feels different. It really does feel different. It's so smooth, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, now remember we said that these cut into your cardstock. So when you cut these, they will stay in your card. Look, just there. Can you see there's no cutting blade here, here and here. But we'll just release them out. It's not a problem. So from the fairy tale forest, I'm going to take those 3. And from the woodland, I want, oops, I've just dropped a doorbell. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So we're going to take those. And it's another way to show you how you can mix and match all your elements. So we can take that, and we can take that, and that's going to go in there. We might have to sort of speed up the colouring a little bit because there's a bit of colouring, but I've got them all. I was prepared, and I got them all done. And then yesterday I was like, no, I'm going to colour them all.
Well, at least the thing is you can see where the bits and pieces will go, and then you can do your colouring a little bit later on.
Okay. So we've got these. So can you see what I was saying here? They've cut into the cardstock. But that would mean, if I'd have cut these straight, what you could do, how it's designed is what you would do is you would just release them like a bit neater.
And then have them as another
Can you see? You'd take these pieces out.
Yeah.
And that could be another layer in your card if you wanted it to be. But we're just going to cut them out, and it's really easy to do. And you can just see, you don't actually lose any of the shape because they cut it right down for you. So you can see we're still going to get all of the hooves and everything in there. And then with this one, I can cut along here and there and there. And then my moon usually stays in. Yes, it does. There you go, because the moon is one of the ones that doesn't. Put that back on there. So this is the last of your die cutting. And then I'm going to cut the castle out, making sure I go low enough that I don't cut the door out. And then my couple, I'm going to come on here. Where am I? That's just a little piece there. Right, there we are. There's his shoes. And cut them out there. So there's my couple as well. So I've got my 5 elements. Let's get a bit of card to colour onto.
Are you using your illustrators? Yeah.
So actually I'm just going to move some bits out of the way because there is a lot of bits and pieces in this one. Now, I've put they're there. There they are. You see, there's that much on the counter. I can't even see.
Right old mess over there. Just having fun, aren't you?
This is nothing compared to what my craft table's like at home. We had a call yesterday, just like a staff meeting call yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And I did it from a craft room. And somebody said, wow, look behind you. I was like, yeah, okay. Right, so this is the sort of colours we're going to be using. We're going to got a couple of blues, we've got some browns, we've got some lovely lilacs.
These are all from the collection on the show?
All from the different collections. I think they came out of 3 of the boxes to be able to do there.
Yeah.
So to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, I think that blue was number 2. Where are we? Number 2 wasn't, but I was struggling. And then I'm going to go, so for the castle, we're going to come in here and I'm going to take, on the yellow first, so canary yellow.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do the flags.
Canaries in your sketching set, which is included in the collection you've got on the screen, 48 pens in total.
So there's that. And then with the blues, the denim blue and, I should have had two blues. There it is. Is it TB1, TB3 or TB2? Anyway, there's 2 blues.
You've got Periwinkle, TB2.
Oh, Periwinkle is in there, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
And you got, what did you say the other one? You've got TB1, TB2 and TB3.
Oh, they're all in there. So let's use 2 and 3.
So you've got 1 and 3 are in the sketching set and 2's in the seascape.
Right.
So pearl blue, periwinkle. That's a lovely word, isn't it? Periwinkle. And I don't know how it's made me laugh. Periwinkle. And denim is TB3. Yeah.
So we're just going to do it slightly darker down one side. But look at how these blend with those nibs. It's absolutely gorgeous. So we can come up here.
Stephanie, just to say as well, you've asked what size card do these make and are the layers all the same size? If we get a chance at the end, we'll get Corrine to recap, but you'll be able to watch this show back, and also Corrine has said that she'll stick up the instructions on her social pages. So Corrine Robinson CC on Facebook. Will you put it on Facebook?
Yeah.
On a Facebook
But you
page.
can do them in all sorts of sizes, you know what I mean? I've got some other cards which we're not going to get a chance to go through now, but you know, you can make these into boxes, you could do them, you know, small cards. The ones we did this morning, so, you know, these, if you look at the one we did, so it's the same dies, but we've made it a lot smaller. So, you know, you can make them as big or as small as you like. So I'm just adding a little bit of light and shade on there. And we work on the a piece of card underneath so that we can blend. Because if we didn't, the ink would just sit on our mats and then it wouldn't blend back. So that's the only reason we're doing that. Then I'm going to go in with my grey and I'm just going to colour in my castle. There we go, just down here. Look at that, can you see how, when you first put it on you think, oh, am I going to be a bit stripy? But it's almost as if, can you see, I put it on.
The Queen of Zoom's coming in.
Pardon?
The Queen of Zoom is coming in.
I thought you said somebody was coming in here.
Oh, no.
And then, after what we were talking about earlier, can you see how it just seems to evaporate into the card? There we go. Can you see? It just blends absolutely beautiful. Just in here.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. So once we've done that, now we've got the windows in here that they all cut out. Now if I put this straight onto my card, you know that blue background?
Oh, yeah.
What you're going to see is it's as if you're seeing straight through the castle. So I thought, oh, how can we make this look a little bit better? So once we've done that, just make sure it's all over there. What you have to remember is our pens get used so much, so some of them aren't quite as juicy. I'm just going to add in a little bit of shadow down the side, just around here. Now remember, this is going to be at the very back of your card, so no one's going to be able to see your colouring as such, if that makes sense. So don't get too hung up about it. There we go. So we've just added a little bit of light and shade. Now, when we put this on, I said you needed a little piece of yellow card, and I just cut just shy of 2 inches by 3 inches.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get some, I'll do it actually with my dotty tape pen. I'm going to pop that over here.
Clever. See where you're going with this.
There we go. And then I'm going to pop that, oops, it stuck to me. So this is just textured card from our pastel textured card. And I only need to go up to there. There we go, just like that. Put that on. And then I didn't take my glue right to the edge, and all I can do is I undercut. So can you see my scissors are at about a 45-degree angle, so that I'm just cutting underneath. And I didn't put the glue over the flags so that I can cut behind them, behind the turrets if I wanted to. That one has got a bit of, so I can just to make life as easy as possible for me. Ah, there we go. Now I want that to be there. I'll come in and tidy that bit up in a minute. There we go, come up here. Just with the scissors at an angle, because we don't want the yellow to be proud, if that makes sense. We don't want it to stick out at the edges. So just cut at an angle. There we go. And then we can do the same under there. And then down the side. And then we just need to do this side as well. Let's go around that way.
Another top tip, by the way, just talking to top tips, lots of people loved your background.
Thank you.
Shadai, stunning, looking fab, love it, Corrine. That was the tip of the day, says Shadai. Mary, beautiful, Corrine, that's my kind of technique. Instant scene, says Marsha. Gorgeous, Corrine, says Joy. Great background, Corrine, says Mary Beth Doyle. Love the way it came together. Beautiful background, Corrine, says Val Lloyd in Southampton on Facebook.
Oh, they like that, and everybody
yeah,
likes that.
definitely. If we had a tip of the day, that would have been it today.
Thank you.
And Shannon May says, I love making die cuts and then colouring them in.
That's it. It's all about having fun and not getting, you know, worried about it. And however it looks, nobody's going to know. What I love is nobody actually knows what you set out to achieve.
No.
So however it looks, everybody will be chuffed with it, if that makes sense, because they're going to be pleased with it because they'll like what they see. Even if you think, oh, I could have, it didn't, you know, I wanted a bit more blue or what have you. But there we go, look. We've now got lights on in our castle.
Yeah, great stuff.
Okay, right, so you want to then...
Well, turn a few of those off with the old prices at the minute. Imagine lighting up the castle. Turn them off. Get some of the energy-saving bulbs. The grid will blow up at that rate, wouldn't it? Yeah, seriously.
So, as well as doing that, we need to colour in. I'm just going to have to skip a bit here, but I've just used my illustrators just to colour in my deer, my couple, and my moon.
Perfect.
Just because we're starting to run out of time a bit. Yeah. So there we go. Right, now we need to put this all together, and this is the really easy piece. So remember those two pieces of card we cut way back? They were 6 by 6.5 inches. So we need to get our scoreboard and we put it on the inches side, and then so we've got the 6 inches across there, 5 inches, sorry, it wasn't 6 inches, it was 5 inches because we want 10 scores. So we're going to go at every half inch, we're going to cut down here. There we go, where are we? Half there. I'm trying to see where it said on here. Yeah, 5 by 6.5, that was right, that was exactly right. 5 by 6.5. So we're putting that, scoring that all the way down at half inches. Now, we're not going to just concertina this, we're going to do a little bit more to make it a bit stronger. So what you would tend to do, and how we did it this morning, is you'd just literally concertina backwards and forwards. And I do that for the first time to just bring in the scores, but then we're going to change the direction of some of them. And it does get, this is probably the bit that's a little bit more complicated, but it does make sense. There we go. So that goes like that. So I've just scored them backwards and forwards onto here. There we are. So it goes like that. Now, you could do it like that. Can you see? That's often how we would do our cards, just like that, and just have them like that. But I wanted to make it a little bit stronger. So what you want to do is, let's get right. So on the first layer, I want it to go like that. Then I want a flat one. So then I want my next one to come up. If I got the right way, yeah, I want that to come up there. So I'm going against what I originally did. And then I'm going to make that double thickness. So I'll show you when I've done it there. So what you can see is, and then that one's going that way. So I've got more like a U shape. Can you see? It's more like it. So I've got my bend, a flat bottom, then I've gone up and mountain and valley, then I'm going to have another U shape, and then there, and then I'm going to do exactly the same on that one and have it up like that. And I'll show you again in just 1 minute. Let me put that on there. So bring those in, and then you can see. Can you see the difference now? So you've got like a U shape here.
Yes.
And then you've got those on there. So I'm going to stick those together with red liner tape, because that is by far and away the easiest way to do it. So we can put red liner tape on there, and that's going to, oops, very staticky. That's going to go on here. And then on this one, just on there, that's my, so you can see straight away I've got my U's there, and then that's my other U. So we can put that one on, just, come on. There we go. There we go. So can you see, I'll just hold it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah? Does that make sense now?
Yeah,
So all you've basically done is you've reinforced
it. Mm.
So to me, it's like when you make a spine of a memory book.
Yeah,
I think you do exactly the same.
I think that
when
you're
you do
right,
a spine
sort
of a
thing.
memory book.
Yeah.
So yeah, those will go like that. So let's do the other one. Make sure I get these the right way. Yep. Put that one on. Then put that one on. There we go. Yep, I've got my nice U shape there. And then I do that one and that's going to go just there.
Perfect.
Like that. So again, I've got, like the spine, my memory book again, just there. Just make sure all those are tucked down. Okay, so where is everything? We are here.
So pretty much we're just going to pop it all together now, are we?
Yeah. Yeah, this is all about popping it all together. So the first one I'm going to do is my castle. Before I do any more, I'm going to, let's get some tape pen, and then we can put that on here on the back. And so I just want to centre that. I'm just using this as a guide, and we can centre that and actually don't always put it right in the middle. Put it off to one side if that's what you'd rather do, and it can look really nice. So that's going to go in there. And everything else I'm going to stick on once it's formed.
Got you.
So I just needed to put the castle in first. So then all we need to do, let me get these the right way around, is we're going to pop these on. Should we see if we can do it with our tape runners? See if hopefully they're nice and
I don't keep going on about that background, but doesn't that look brilliant with the castle sat on that hill?
Yeah.
There's a song in there somewhere.
So we can...
That's a good song. Castle. Who sang that? Ed Sheeran, wasn't it? Over the castle on the hill.
Oh, yes. So now all we do is build these up, and remember these layers were an 1/8 of an inch shorter. So can you see I've got a tiny little bit of white at the top and a tiny little bit of white at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just because we went that fraction shorter. So let's just do on here.
Are you using your tape pen for time, or is that what you would?
I probably would have used red liner, but I'm conscious of the time.
It's flown by the last 2 hours. I don't know where the time's gone.
I know. So there's my first layer. Then we're going to go, so I'm going to come in with this one for the next one with the drop shadow. So let's just pop that on there. We can still do one, and then we can do two. So we're going to go just there. Oh, let's get that straight.
Shadai says it is exactly the same when you make the spine for the memory book. Just made a memory book for a retiree, says Shadai on
that's
Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah.
It is. I think people love it when you put that bit of effort in, isn't it? So can you see we've got that sort of gap between, and then that goes just in there. And then we're going to go in with the next layer, but I'm going to, if I remember right, yes, I'm going to not do those two for a minute. Let's put this one on.
What is the retirement age in America, just out of interest? What is it here now? Is it 60?
State pension age.
65?
State pension age is nearly 67 now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
God, dear. We'll still be here, I reckon, at that age.
I know.
Johnny will still be there in the gallery. I'll still be here, maybe behind the camera or something when I'm 60, when I'm 67.
Yeah, it's 67.
God, dear, oh dear. 67.
Yeah. Charlotte says old. Don't worry, Charlotte. I think by the time she's 67, it'll be about 85.
The thing is I always think as you get older, I remember when I was sort of Charlotte's age thinking like, oh, you know, 45, 50 is old, but now turning 43 tomorrow, I'm thinking 50's not that old actually. 67, I'll be there in 24 years' time.
Right, now, before I stick the next one on, I'm going to take the 2 layers and I'm going to pop these together, because you remember this one is about 1/4 of an inch bigger than all of the others, this one with the scores on. So I've just put this red liner tape on. So I'm going to pop that, got it the right way round. So pop that butt it up to the score line.
Yeah.
You've seen us do bow fronted cards so many times, so butt it up to the score line on one side, and you see we've got a nice little, I'll bring it in, you can see, this one is, look at that, about 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, it's entirely up to you. That makes a nice bow on the front of your card. So then all I do is I push that one up to there, and then pop that, and so can you see it's created?
Perfect, yeah.
So when we straighten that, it then makes that one bow out the front.
Yeah.
So that means, and I've already got my tape on here, that when I bring these in, I can then pop this onto here. this is hopefully going to finish just right on time. I know everybody might not have quite caught up with me.
No, but you can always watch back, can't you? That's the great thing about the craft alongs. Stephanie's just said, I'll be watching this again. Thank you, Corrine. Also, I'll be checking out your Facebook page. Do you check out Corrine's Facebook page?
Yeah,
she will put
I'll
up
try
the
and do it
details.
tomorrow. It's going to be so late when I get home tonight. Yeah, I might not be making a lot of sense by then. So we can then put that one on there. And can you see now? So if I tip it, can you see that way? So you've got straight ones there. If we come this way, look, there, can you see? Those are nice and straight along the top. And then this one curves out to give us the bow. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take the little pieces that we have.
Where are you going to stick them?
Where we're going to put them? Well, that's up to everybody. Can put them wherever they want. So we can do, there we go. So we can put that onto there. And then we can do a little one just here. This is what's really nice, is you can really add that extra, oops, let's try and make it straight. You can add extra dimension by bringing them, you know, at different layers.
Yeah. Well, that's why, again, I think as we chatted about, there have been suggestions in the comments as well, how great these would be as like little storybook dies as well, with all the different characters that you've got across the collections. You could quite easily pop together a little storybook. Even if you wanted, because you've got all the different layers here, haven't you, to create the scenes, you could almost create little, put the little characters on sticks almost and have a little mini theatre. That would be good.
Or what you could do is, might take a bit of doing, but you could have slots in the sides, and you know they cut into the panels. Then you could have them
characters moving sideways. And
side to
Why
side.
not? Why not?
Why not? So we've got to that piece. Now I had, blimey, somewhere on here. Right. Oops. My one deer has fallen down. Oh dear. Pop her back on again. There we go. I've just stamped out a sentiment, and it says on the list which I got it from, but you are going to have so many sentiments. And because I have, thank you, and because I have coloured the dress purple, I decided to colour this purple. Put purple on. Oh, I've got to put that there. Let's put that there.
I just pause you for 1 second, Corrine.
Yep.
Very quickly, so we can get the vote in. So this is obviously going to be demo of the show. What's your favourite demo of the day? I've just grabbed Corrine's finished project she made. So this is the one from earlier on Wake Up Call. So that is number 1. If you want to vote for that, Becky disappeared off with her bag earlier on, so we can't put hers in. But I don't know where it is. We can't find it. I think she went home with it. Number 1. Or this would be the project similar to the one that Corrine's making just now, number 2. So number 1 or number 2, vote now for your favourite for the demo of the day. Sorry, Corrine.
It's okay.
Back to you. She definitely took her bag home. Corrine, you will win today, Corrine.
That's nice to know.
Yeah, yes.
Right, so the last little bit I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a couple of little flat-backed pearls on, so I'm just putting a little bit of glue, and rather than, I have brought them all with me, but I've just got a few out. Where's my little thing gone? And then I can pick them up.
Put the pearls on. Johnny's right, actually. The bag that she made, before Becky left, she made a bit of a withdrawal from the vending machine, didn't she? So I think she used that bag to take home her snacks for the journey home, because she's got quite a long journey.
Oh, did she buy quite a lot, did she?
Well, I brought a few bits and pieces from the vending machine, some crisps and Haribo. Not that I was looking too closely, so I think that's where the bag might have gone. She used it to carry all the goodies. It's a long journey back.
Yeah, I think it takes.
Is it 4
4
hours?
to 4.5 hours where she's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Just put some gems wherever you want, just like that, and then that's my actual finished one. I think that one's come out even better. It's much neater because it's the second time of me making it. So there we go. How about that? Absolutely gorgeous with all those layers and all that depth.
Absolutely brilliant. That is what you call a top-notch, brilliant craft along. So good, Corrine, and so many hints and tips and ideas in there for you as well. Just to recap, if you do want to grab any of the goodies today, I'll show you the boards actually whilst we wait for the vote to come in. This craft along for you will be available to watch back well, forever basically. So whether you watch on Facebook, I always think the best thing to do is, so you don't have to, sometimes on Facebook, of course, you might have to trawl back through if it's maybe a few weeks down the line. If you subscribe to us on YouTube, it's a lot easier to find those videos and those shows that you particularly want to go for. It's a great day to buy this collection, not only if you're a Platinum member, but also, don't forget, and I did just double check on my emails, and it is right, if you sign up to Club Inspire today too, so if you're not a Club Inspire member and you're thinking about doing it, you will get 25% off your first order as well. So it's a brilliant day to jump in and grab this collection. Not only a great price, but as you've seen, so craftable, so brilliant for the fact that you've got the versatility of swapping the scenes around, extending the size of your cards as well. That's the great thing about having that split in the background dies. So you've got total craftability, total versatility with this set. And how lovely was that beautiful make from Corrine? And that's just, again, a snapshot of what you can make. Great for the fact that, of course, if you want to cut out all the different characters, you can, but they're not going to automatically cut out. So as you're seeing on the board here, if you want the little deers together, if you want to create a scene with the wolf and the rabbit, then again, you can do. They'll stay in the cardstock for you, making it easier for you to be able to create all of those scenes. And from the woodlands to that fairy tale forest, so again, you've seen with the demo that Corrine was using there, different dice from different collections, different characters from different collections, because they all cross over absolutely beautifully. There's that fairy glade, again, talking about creating different sizes of cards. You've got the different dimensions of cards as well, different shape of card, I should say, with the squares for the fairy glade. This one here is that gorgeous little country cottage, again for your rectangular makes. Again, if you want to extend the size of the fence, you can do. This one we've loved as well. Lots of comments still in the socials about that particular African savannah, which is always popular. And then you've got the beautiful tropical paradise as well. Best deal is to go for the one on the screen right now, because you're getting £75.99 platinum or $87.96. Of course, if you are platinum, another 5% comes off that for you, just for the course of the weekend, whilst we give you our Taste of the Next Level event too. Just a few comments coming through, and we've got the result of the demo of the day as well. Deborah saying the project is beautiful, says Deborah. An amazing card, says Dieta. Beautiful card, Corrine, says Nancy Sharp-Ross. Corrine, this is absolutely magnificent, says Mary Pat 1000. Jean says, lovely card. Marcia says it looks amazing. Samantha Cheney says, fantastic make, Corrine. Gorgeous, says Shannon. Cindy Thompson says, beautiful. Joy Sampson says, beautiful, Corrine. And there has been a result. What do you reckon? 2. We've got the one here that you sort of did previously, and I think your one's even better that you just made.
We'll use,
re-show that again for us very quickly.
There we go. Yes, this one's definitely come out even better. It's because I've had I've had more practice. But yeah, how about that? Hey, it's going in for demo of the week, won't it?
It will go on the board for demo of the week.
Tough competition up there, though. Some tough competition.
I'll be doing that show on Sunday when we do the vote. So, Corrine.
Thank you. Okay.
We'll be doing it in, I think it's a masterclass, because we've got the HSM preview show on Sunday. Show times tomorrow are the same as they've been in the week now, so don't tune in tomorrow and at the wrong time. So tune at 11 o'clock. 11 till 1 is Play Your Crafts Right. Then, of course, following show will be 2 till 4, and then you've got 6 till 8 tomorrow evening as well, Craft House. It's Becky and Michelle tomorrow. Thank you for all the lovely early birthday wishes. Sharon Callis will be in the Craft House. I will see you on Sunday. Thank you to Corrine. Thank you to Susie on the socials. Thank you to Johnny and Charlotte. Thank you to Jake. I'll see you Sunday. Becky will see you tomorrow. Have a brilliant rest of your day. Bye for now.